The Carlings are warring and the Vevs are watching. In today's episode here, The Rise of Burgundy on the channel. Welcome everybody, Rambler Guy here, and more Crusader Kings 3 action today as once again the House Vev is just sitting here waiting at the moment. We've got our claim we are working on here, and just keeping an eye on the Carolingians beating each other up. Other than that, there's not much we can do. Now, I could also simply wait until we have the money needed to create the Duchy of Savoy. That's not really what we want. We want the Duchy of Burgundy, to be honest. But the County of Savoy, we're missing money, and at this point, it's going to take a long time to get that level of cash in the door. So instead, the idea behind all of this that that Count Conrad has is instead to, slowly but surely expand the provinces. Now with Lotharingia having all of this, we have that ability. We can, regardless of what happens here, if Lotharingia loses the war to East Francia, the Italian lands, so we can see that here, this will be gone. And it has zero impact on what we want to do. So Beatrix is being invited to the court of Duke Hemming in Holland to Amsterdam. Of course, she will be there. So again, it has zero impact on what we want to do because we are looking after this right here. The quarrel. My sister Countess Evesa has been quarreling with her brother Duke Hugo for days. Just now I can overhear them arguing in the next room. Unbelievable, Evesa shouts. How can a knave like you believe you are the ideal manifestation of Vev family virtues? I am clearly far more deserving of that distinction than you are. No fighting in the family. You enter the room to break up the fight. Let them sort their quarrels in peace. Yeah, nah, not interested. Not overwhelmed by stress. That's for them to figure out. Extended family can be just a real pain. Anyway, thank you again for everybody that's been watching, liking, and commenting on the series so far. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like and a comment down below, too, to let me know your thoughts on the series so far. Just remember, I am pre-recording this. When you watch this, I'm actually over in Europe for a few weeks. And so any suggestions you make in these videos right now, until I'm back, which won't be for a while, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. So please apologize. So we're going to see it done. We're going to take that claim. Of course, that pushes us now into debt, but I don't care. That debt will go away within a year. So once the year is over, once we get to next fall, we will look at invading the Provence eventually and growing our realms from there. Count Bertha has become majorly scholarly expertise, or she has gained that skill, and her learning goes up by +2. The Knights Templar has been established in Ostia by Pope Callistus II. Very cool. In the meantime, this war is still dragging on. 76% war score in favor of East Francia against Lotharingia, our liege lord, who we don't like and we don't care about. Eventually, we do need to declare our independence, but obviously Conrad is in no position to do that at this point. It's about slowly but surely gaining territory for the County of Savoy and eventually the Duchy of Burgundy and then the Kingdom of Burgundy, and jumping on the situation or the opportunity when it does arise. That will be the key, but it is definitely not right now. Greetings, Count Conrad of Savoy. I would be delighted if your daughter Beatrix could visit my court in Caol, Duke Werner of Friuli. Of course, we'll just send her all around Europe. So now we are no longer in debt. Now it's just a matter of making enough money that we can afford to march into the Provence. Now, one of the things we can try to save money for is, again, creating the Duchy of Savoy. That would help, actually, strategically, just because then we'd be in a position to add more men-at-arms and expand there. Oh, Bertha is pregnant. Fantastic. Because as it is right now, we can only do 2 regiments. And that's just not enough at this point. We don't have the money to expand anything here. I would very much like to add siege equipment, but we can't right now. So we've got a new lifestyle perk, and Patriarch would be the one. What does Patriarch give us? It gives us plus 20% to fertility, plus 20% stress loss, close family opinion 15, and house opinion plus 10. Man who is truly dedicated to his family and the prosperity of his house. We will unlock that. And next we will then decide if we go down the diplomat route or the August route. I do like August. That's a pretty good one. My son, Bertha, you have been so brave, so strong. Konrad. Ancestor name Ruprecht. Ah, we had Ludwig. Lambert. Hadrat. Ruprecht again. Hugo. Pepin. That's a good old name, so we will go with Pepin. Fantastic. And our daughter, we will go with a matrilineal marriage. And we could look at Theobald Bossonid. Claims on the Duchy of Upper Burgundy, County of Savoy, Aosta, Geneva, Canavese, and Neuchâtel. So, Bossonid, inheritable traits are hunchbacked. Well, that's just great. But it's not from him, it's from her, because apparently that's just our thing. He is currently unlanded, but he has all of these claims. Which, that could be an interesting thing to press if, the spouse, if she outlives her spouse. We gain 200. Adelaide Wealth gets 200 prestige. Theobald gets 100. It's all about these claims. These are pressed claims, which means she inherits them and her children inherit them. So that is the proposal we will send out. Excellent. That is perfect. So now we've got a decent amount of claims that we can press eventually. It's not there right now, but patience, my friends. Our son does not have a child yet. Adelaide herself, we could see about, could we murder him? We could, but it's not really evil. We're not evil people, but that is something to keep in mind for the future. All right, we are now into October. We've got a decent amount of income. Let's see, where does the Provence sit right now? They are allied with the Count of Orbitello. Let's pause here. We could declare war. That's 1,000. We have 3,500. We could push Bossonid's claims. And Theobald Bossonid gains the contested titles. We gain a weak hook on him. Other than that, there's not a ton we would gain from that. Viennois itself. There's nothing here. Besançon. Nothing here. Zundgau is one that we could go after for our own needs. Bern, we can declare war here for Bossonid's, gets the county of Neuchâtel and gets him landed and our daughter landed. This is an interesting one. He's got 500. The allies are key here as well. Now, if we can get our allies to show up, this is a war we should win. So this is a war we will take. So we will declare the war for our claims. I want the contested title. I'm not doing this for anybody else at this time. Even though it would help if, she would inherit those titles. But we're just going to go with this. We're going to carve out our own little lands here. Declare the war. Raise our armies. And of course, we are going to call in our allies. The Duke of Anjou. I mean, we have plenty of... prestige. that we could do that. Kind of, he will not accept. Because his opinion isn't very high. Okay, fine. What we can do here is actually work on swaying him. Since I'm here, might as well. And now we will unpause this. And our allies will be coming. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Hit pause real quick. And we will look here and look at our commanders. Right now, that is our son. And instead, I think Adalwin will lead this one. And we will send them south. Slowly but surely, seeing which way the army of Provence goes. And hopefully getting our allies in here sooner rather than later. And moving down south slowly but surely. In the meantime, we can see here the East Franconian war against Lotharingia for Italy is swinging in the favor of our liege. So that's a very interesting thing to keep in mind. Okay, here come his allies by sea. So we will move back into the north because now they have the greater numbers. So we're just going to sit here for right now and wait for our allies to come. And we have a new liege. Queen Sarrazin has become your new liege. So our war has been invalidated. Council invitation by vassal. I have come to the inexorable conclusion. You truly are the best candidate for my open council position. Though it pains me to do so, I am unfortunately obligated to offer you the position of chancellor. We accept. So that didn't go well. Well, the reason why I got invalidated is because everything got broken up. So now we've got Lotharingia. Oh, wow, this border gore is just crazy. Where do we sit? Burgundy. The Kingdom of Burgundy has been created. Primary heir is now the Queen of Lotharingia. Sarrazin of Burgundy. So the Kingdom of Burgundy exists, but not as we want. Not even a little. We can declare war here. For our claims, we will declare that war. We will raise our armies. And we will call Ulm. And we will call Anjou. Aargau. He would come. I don't think we need him right now. Now we're going to go to our army again. We're going to change commander again to Adalwin. So we're not going to send our son into that. I mean, now this war becomes significantly easier to win. Without a doubt. They're without allies. They have hardly any troops. And we can just march. Oh, shoot. No, they do have troops. 968. So we're going to wait here. We're just going to wait. At our position until our allies show up. They had 200 just a moment ago. They must have brought in some 756 mercenaries. That's what it is. That's okay. We will simply wait for our allies to come, and once our allies are here, we will march south against them. Greetings, Count Conrad of Savoy. I have heard good things about you, and I am interested in starting a written conversation. I hope that this letter finds you willing, for I am awaiting swift reply. This Prince Archbishop Philibert of Loa-Lorraine. Start exchanging letters. Frame Archbishop's letter. He's stressed, doesn't really want to. We'll frame it. He likes us. He likes us. I'm just waiting for our allies to show up. If they do. Duke of Anjou is caught all the way up north. So I think what we'll actually do now is we will call in Count Berthold of Aargau as well. And then with our small allies of Aargau and Ulm, we will have the troops to defeat this army. So once they're upon us, once they're with us, we will slowly move south and against them. Now we have the numbers to do so. You know, we'll have 1,200, 1,600. That should be enough to win this, but we're going to wait for the forces from Aargau to arrive. Trimming the dynasty. Rudolf's very existence is an insult to the name of our glorious dynasty. Okay, and the shapen freak. My son diminishes Velf dynasty with every breath. No, I'm not gonna... No. We all have our shortcomings. I'm not gonna play that weird game. Instead, this is going to be... I want to keep Rudolf around because Rudolf does become historical, Rudolf, the King of Burgundy. And I want that to happen. Okay, so hopefully our allies will join us here in the barony as we move slowly but surely, methodically through enemy territory. And once we're there, and ideally with Aargau, then we can press forward. So they're not coming with us just yet, but hopefully they will now. This is an even battle. The key thing is the enemy, our allies from Aargau need to join this battle. If they do, we can win. And they're coming. I mean, we're already winning. And they will join us, join the battlefield here in a moment, and they do. Overwhelming force, and victory is ours. So, allied combatants slain, and now the long siege can commence. In the meantime, there has been an interesting destruction of Italy. So we can see Burgundian lands here. Beatrix has now come of age. Fantastic. East Francia, Bavaria, Lotharingia, and all of Italy is basically just independent states. So this could be of interest to us to expand our power base outside of Burgundy if we choose to. But I really just want to gobble up everybody within Burgundy proper, to be perfectly honest. If we do that, then, well, we can declare independence from Burgundy. And let's see, there's the Chang and Botpa cultures. Cool. Not going to worry about that. That has zero impact on us. But if we can eat up Burgundy from the inside, declaring our independence will be easier, especially if we're still allied with Anjou, because his army is relatively strong and he could come in and support us. So they are coming back for another fight, but we have the numbers currently. Be nice. They're going to join. Cousin has been taken prisoner. We've got a new diplomacy perk we can unlock, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Oh, boy. Rudolf has been murdered. Rudolf has been murdered. Oh, God, how could you do this to Rudolf? If I have sinned, why did you not punish me instead? He was blameless, my perfect son. Critical stress. Rudolf murdered and overwhelmed by stress. Wow. So, historical Rudolf will not take over as the King of Burgundy, as Konrad now has to deal with that. That is horrible. Okay, we're not going to do a white peace. New council position, so we need a new marshal. We could put in Lucetto, or our son-in-law, Theobald, or our half-brother, Robertine. But instead, we will assign Lucetto, and we will work on swaying him to make him like us. And wow, that is pretty bad. So could go down the diplomat route, or we could go down the August. I do like the August route because we can have benevolent intent, which helps us with sway, scheme, power, firm hand, prestige per dread, inspiring rule, prestige per powerful vassal, Praetorian Guard, monthly prestige per knight. So this is really true ruler, so the offer vassalation acceptance goes up. Writing history, commission epic decision, life of glory, and the Dignitas. probably totally mispronouncing that, but I don't care. So we're going to go down this one. We're going to go with Benevolent Intent in the August tree. And we will not take a white piece. Instead, we will win this siege and win this county. And then slowly but surely expand beyond that. Now, of course, we're losing money right now, so we're going to rebuild our income. But hopefully we can do that relatively quickly. There we got it. We won. We will enforce our demands and disband our armies. Siege is won, and we've expanded our holdings nicely. Okay, a new domain limit. So once again, we will grant the castle holding to someone. Yes, I know we are in debt. I don't care about that. We will give these to Pepin, our son. Your newborn grandson is the new player heir. I recently I feel like I am not worthy of the county of Savoy. Do other rulers doubt themselves as I doubt myself? I try to be a good, just count, avenging slights and melting out retribution, or meting out retribution even. But others of my station always seem to deliver vengeance so much swifter. Damn this universe, for raise one so poor as me to such heights. I need to be alone to think about this. So, gains reclusive trait. Swear to God, I'll punch someone. So gains the irritable trait. Just as good as the rest. So irritable doesn't help diplomacy or anything like that, but I think being irritable plays into him. So yeah, that didn't really help, unfortunately. So our son is the heir there. Player heir Hugbert is the heir to that. Well, that's all frustrating. That all happened way too quickly. It was probably my mistake. I shouldn't have put our son in charge there. I should have just landed somebody else. But so be it. Count Konrad's looking old and unhappy at this point. But Hugbert, who's all alone and unlanded, and a hunchback, he is, yeah, he's looking like he'll be next up. Local sculptor is looking for a benefactor. A difficult-looking man. Well, we can't, I mean, this is great. I've never heard of you, and you don't look very talented. I'd love to have Waldo at our court, but we do not have the money to do that. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do that. The things we share, when we talk about life, my wife and I often agree. I just know that Beta understands how I view the world. I'm lucky to be with someone who understands me. Great. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do that. So that was kind of a pointless, annoying war there. Faction has been created. County of Geneva, peasant rabble. Our acquaintance has died. Not overly concerned with that. Our liege, she has 1,100. And she is allied with Prince Hugh of Lotharingia, who cannot really bring much. Now, we have 860. We have a lot of allies. Now, the question is, do we have enough that we could afford to try and declare independence? The heir would be Queen Amengard. Pepin, Count Pepin, is now learning by 2. So, yeah, that could be an interesting direction to go. Proposed peace alliance. To the impressive Konrad, despite our lack of bonds by blood, I believe we both stand to gain from an alliance. I propose that we join our forces, fight our foes together. Count of Bern. Yes, we can always use more allies. But what I think we could do is start an independence faction. Found a claimant faction for the claim of Burgundy, or just straight up independence. So a claimant faction. Pick a claimant. No. There's really nobody there that would be of interest. Independence faction. This is risky. This is risky. She's relatively isolated. Now the problem we have 2 allies within the realm itself. So that is Aargau and Bern. We would be dependent upon our brother Hugo of Anjou. So the total military strength, we would have overwhelming strength with our allies. But again, we know that 2 of them will fall away. And that would be about 700 would fall away. So that leave another 700-ish. What about Anjou? What of his military force? He has 734. And he is currently at war with Louis the Stammerer. So that would not work. Ulm has 300. So that's 1,000 plus our 900. 1,900. We would have the military strength to do so. But the key would be the Duke of Anjou. The Duke of Anjou needs to be out of his war to do that. And there's just no way that that's going to happen right now. So we will just have to keep an eye on that. We are first in line to inherit, along with fourth in line for a lot of these. So if our son dies, well, then we get those lands. If we die, that all becomes one nation anyway, so I'm not overly worried about that. Your half-brother, brother-in-law, and knight, Robertine. Which again, Robertine. This is just an interesting one, so we can get him married. Is there a good alliance out there that would be Bern? Not really. There's nothing of interest there. Beatrix, Count Udis of Anjou, but we are related, huh? So that probably wouldn't be a great one. So our half brother. Not matrilineal. Matrilineal would be within our own family. And Robertine, who does have Hale. And Duchy of Anjou. They could be inbred. So that's not great. This is a half-brother. This is our daughter, Beatrix. There would be a lot of claims we could press there. Yes, we will do that. So they could be inbred. What's the worst that could happen? Really? At this point. Other wars we could declare against Lotharingia, Prince Hugh of Lotharingia, Count Archambault of Provence, for Theobald's Bossonid's claims. Could declare war there, but don't really know if that would help us too much to give him the claims. Now again, it would then, due to the matrilineal nature of the marriage, fall to the daughter and then stay within our family. So that could be worth it. But it's playing the power game here within Burgundy. So it does help us that Kingdom of Burgundy exists. But just because they're not as powerful, we're just not quite there. Because the key, again, is to keep an eye on Anjou's war and the war for a claim on West Francia. If he's out of that war, then he would probably join our War of Independence. So that's something to keep an eye on, and that is something for next time. So if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to not miss anything, and check out the links in the description to Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and the Nexus GG store, where you can buy a bunch of games and support the channel. So until next time, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.